Good afternoon from the Great Neck Library. I'm Barbara Buckley. I'm one of the reference librarians here, and we have a little special recommendations for summer reading. Summer reading can be anything you want it to be, as long as it is not your textbook, not your Wall Street Journal. It's reading for fun. And it can be any genre. It can be romance, mystery, even nonfiction. It has to be something that you enjoy. You're on vacation. You are taking a departure from school and work. And that's what summer reading is all about. We have several recommendations. People ask me all the time because I do purchase fiction books for the library. Do you read all the books you recommend? No, I do not read everything that I purchase. However, everything I recommend, I have read. So you wouldn't give your best friends a recommendation of a restaurant without trying it out. So I don't give you recommendations unless I'm sure that I liked it. Maybe you will. So we are going to start with romance. This gets you into the real summer reading spirit. It's a light, fluffy book by Ellen Hildebrand called The Summer of '69. Now, some of you may not be as old as I am, but I distinctly remember the summer of 1969. The Vietnam War protests. There was a lot of talk about the summer of love or the summer after the summer of love. But this book is about a family that usually goes to Nantucket to visit grandma every year. However, the children this year are in different places. The oldest one is having twins and can't travel. The second one is involved in the civil rights movement. And unfortunately, the only boy is in Vietnam. So that leaves the youngest sister, 13, to spend the entire July and August with her quite crabby grandma and her mother. It's the coming of age story. It is so beautifully written. And of course, descriptions of Nantucket are always nice. The second book I'd like to recommend is part of a series. The first one is called The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. It's hilarious. It's heartbreaking in many places. It's the story of a genetic engineer. He's quite I wouldn't say stuck up. He's just quiet and very, very tidy. He embarks on a project to find a wife, the wife project, because being a geneticist, of course, he wanted to find the perfect wife genetically. And he doesn't count on meeting Rosie, who is a spontaneous, free, fun person. But it turns out that Rosie needs Don's help because she's trying to track down her biological father. Well, what do you think happens when Rosie and Don start to work together? Well, love follows. And there are several more books in this trilogy, and you will like each of them as much as the Rosie Project. A real romance, The Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Senner. This is about Cassie Hanwell, who has been working as a firefighter EMT in Texas. She loves her job, and she can think of nothing better than being a firefighter. Unfortunately, she has an ailing mother, and her mother needs her in Boston. Well, completely different situation in Boston. The firehouse she's assigned to is a far cry from the Texas job she had. The biggest problem is the firefighters. They really don't want her in their house. Except there is one very handsome crew member who seems to be very interested in having Cassie on board. But she remembers she was told a long time ago, don't ever date firefighters. Can she really get involved with this and risk her job? Things You Save in a Fire will tell you how she does it. And the final romance is The Bride Test by Helen Huang. It's a moving love story. The main character, Kai Kiep, has autism, a form of autism. He has enormous difficulty showing any kind of emotion, any kind of love. He feels it's his fault. He realizes that he's deficient in this way. But here's his mother, who loves him dearly, goes all the way to Vietnam, from which she came, and she finds a young, attractive lady, but from a very, very part of Ho Chi Minh City. But she brings her to the United States to meet her son. Doesn't go well. It doesn't go well because she has to show here how much she likes him first before he can open and trust her. It's a very moving and very unusual story. And that's it for our romance portion.